Hey guys, and welcome to another episode tutorial with me, Joseph Evans, author of the Secret Sequence books and the Phoenix Prophecy, the Ember Effect, Soulbound, the Secret of Rain, the Last Goodbye, and Glitch Girl. If you find my tutorials helpful and you'd like me to continue making them, please take a quick moment to check out my Patreon page and see the different ways that you can support me. If you do decide to support me, you can get a range of rewards as a thank you from me, including early access to these tutorials, voting on what tutorials I make, episode goodie bags, shoutouts for you and your stories, and even personal help from me. You can also get certain rewards by becoming a member of my channel. All you need to do is click the join button underneath this video, or click the first link in the description of this video. Now before I start guys, I do apologise for my voice in this one. My wife and I both caught colds over Christmas and we are still recovering. Okay, today I'm going to be showing you how to get your characters watching a TV screen, something which can come in handy in quite a lot of stories. So first of all, we need a background of a TV screen, and fortunately, Episode has provided us with one in the official art catalogue. But we are going to have to edit this background if we want to have a moving image on this screen. And what we're going to need to do is cut out this blue screen so that we can have the action happening behind all of this. Now, I'm not going to teach you how to cut this out in this video because I've already explained in detail how to cut things out in a photo editing program in my video on how to make custom backgrounds. If you haven't watched that one yet, definitely go and watch that one first and then come back to this video. I'll put the link to that one in the card in the top right hand corner right now. And when you're done cutting that out, make sure to save it as a PNG because we're going to need to upload it as an overlay, not a background. Alternatively, if you don't want to waste any time cutting things out and you're happy to use this exact scene, then simply let me do the hard work for you. If you go to the description of this video, you will find a link to one that I've already cut out for you. Okay, and once you have your edited background, upload it to your overlays and name it whatever you want, but I would recommend simply calling it TV. And the next thing we need to do is select a background that we want to use for the scene on the television. I think I'm going to go with this Eco Reserve one, which is a nice picture of a beach scene. And in our script, the first thing we want to do is write the name of the scene that we want to appear on the screen. So it's Ext Eco Reserve Day, then the word with in all lowercase letters, and our overlay name, which is TV. We're also going to want to put some characters on the screen. So let's have a guy, he stands back left and he faces right. And we'll have a girl, she stands back right and girl faces left. Don't worry about where you place them at this point because you can always spot direct them in the previewer later on. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Great, now I'm just going to move them both down a little bit. And then I need to replace the original positions that I put them in with these new spot directed ones. And at the moment, it kind of looks like they're standing on water because if we don't specify a zone, it automatically defaults to zone 1, which is this portion here on the far left of the image. If I want to shift the camera to the exact middle, I just have to write in zone 2 after the overlay name here, which will move our overlay into the center of the background. And we also need to write at cut to zone 2 so that the camera also moves to the center point. If you don't do that cut to zone 2, the camera will be stuck all the way over to the left and your overlay will be in the middle and basically your scene will be messed up. So in zone 2 after the overlay name and cut to zone 2. Let's see if that looks any better. Perfect. Now all we need to do is get some characters watching the screen. I'm going to use Sekri and Aya, so let's place them in here. I'll have Sekri, he stands screen right, and we'll have Aya, she stands screen left. And to get Sekri and Aya facing the television instead of each other, I need to write and Sekri starts idle underscore rear. And the same for Aya. So and Aya starts idle underscore rear. We also want them both kind of facing inwards at the television set instead of outwards kind of towards the edges of it. And to do this, we need to do something that seems completely nonsensical, and that is direct them to face the opposite direction to what we want them to be facing. Now, there's actually a bug within Episode that affects all of the rear animations, meaning that you have to tell them to face left if you want them to face right, and vice versa. It is really annoying, but once you train your brain to accept this, it will become second nature. So to get Sekri facing left, we need to write and Sekri faces right. And to get Aya facing right, we need to write and Aya faces left. Okay, at this point it seems like this should work, but we are going to come across a certain issue, and I'll just show you what that is. Both Sekri and Aya are in the TV along with our actors when we want them to be here in the room watching the TV. So how do we fix this? What we need to do is assign a specific layer number to the TV overlay and specific layer numbers to both Sekri and Aya. As long as Sekri and Aya's layer number is higher than that of the overlay, they'll be in front of it, which is where we want them to be. So to assign a layer number to the overlay, we need to write at, then the word overlay in all lowercase letters, then the overlay's name, which is TV, then to layer, and then we just need to pick a number. I'm going to choose the number 1. And assigning a layer number to characters is slightly different in that there's an extra word moves in there. So it's at, then your character's name, then the word moves in all lowercase letters, and again to layer, and I'm going to choose the number 2 here because that will place them closer to the camera. And I'm going to put Aya on the same layer as Sekri. So at Aya moves to layer 2. Now these numbers could be 3 and 4, or even something like 14 and 15. It really doesn't matter, as long as our characters is higher than the overlays. And let's see if this fixes our issue. Brilliant. Now I can move Sekri and Aya around and scale them a bit so it looks like they're actually sat down watching this television. And again, copy the new spot directing and replace the original positions that I put them in. There we go. And all that's left now is to have some kind of action actually happening on the screen. Let's have the girl saying, "Babe, you totally just punched that radioactive shark in the face. You're like my hero." And then the guy says, "Anything for my girl." And then I'll have them doing some kind of kiss. So that guy is kiss passionate loop, and girl is kiss passionate loop as well, but the rear one. And then I'm going to have Aya saying, "What in Geddin's name are we watching, Sek? Why is she in her underwear?" I am kind of wondering that myself. Basically, this guy and this girl I created for the Under the Bed Sheets tutorial, and I completely forgot to change their outfits before I started filming this one. So that is the reason why. And I'm just going to go ahead and add in some talking animations. So I have the hold fist happy loop one there. And then maybe the flirt charming. I think I'll have the guy doing the talk flirt charming as well. And then to have a character talking while they're facing away from the camera, the best one to use is talk, I think it's neutral loop rear. Let's have a look. Neutral, talk neutral loop rear. And then I'll just have Aya start in the idle rear after she's finished saying what she needed to say. So, and then I just need to preview this so that I can place my speech bubbles in the correct positions and spot direct the kiss in, because this kiss is not going to work off the bat. So, bubble helper, let's move this there and copy that command. Move that beneath him, copy that one. Okay, as usual, I ignored my own advice and I forgot to have the girl facing the opposite direction to what she should be facing. So I need to write at girl faces right, because I want her to actually face left, because she's doing one of the rear animations. Preview this again. So all I've got to do is move these a bit closer together to make it look like they're actually kissing. So copy that. Place it here. Move the guy over a bit. Copy that. And place that here. And let's just make sure that the guy is facing the right direction as well. So guy faces right and girl faces right. And let's not forget Aya's speech bubble placement. So about here, I think. And let's see if this works now. There we go, guys. That is how you create watching TV scenes. Just one thing before I go. If you do need to do any specific layering of characters that are on the TV screen, just remember that whatever layer numbers you use, they have to be less than the layer than your overlay is on. And it is okay to use minus numbers. So if I needed to do any specific layering for these two, I could say @guy moves to layer -1 or something like that, and that would still work. As long as the layer number is less than the layer number of the TV overlay, then they should still be in the screen rather than out of the screen. And of course, your watching TV scenes don't have to look exactly like this. You could use a very different looking TV overlay if you find one online or create one from scratch. And you could even add overlays of maybe chairs here, or like a sofa back. And how about using this same principle to make a movie theatre scene? The coding is exactly the same. Instead of a TV overlay, just create a movie theatre screen. Okay, that is all I've got for you today, guys. If this tutorial has helped you in any way, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of the helpful tutorials that I've got coming up. And if you'd like to support me and get some exciting rewards like early access to these tutorials and personal help from me, head over to my Patreon page, patreon.com/author Joseph Evans, or click the join button underneath this video. If you have any questions about any of this, make sure to comment them down below, and if you know the answer to anyone else's questions in the comments, it would be awesome if you could give them a quick answer to help them out. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Good luck creating your own watching TV scenes, and I will see you all in my next video.